Go the Distance Storyline Day 1. Welcome, campers. I have heard that we have some potential future pilots and engineers in our midst. Here in Havelock, we see all kinds of flying machines fly overhead every day. Jets, helicopters, drones, rockets, and more are all different kinds of flying machines. Did you know that the heaviest plane weighs over 1 million pounds? How is this even possible? To figure this out, let's take a trip back to the early 1900s. Two brothers, you might have heard of them, Orville and Wilbur Wright, are busy working on a strange looking flying machine on the beach in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Oh, hi. I'm Orville, and this is my brother Wilbur. The whole world is talking about this flying machine right behind us. Our entire lives we have dreamed of flying. It all started when I was 7 and our dad brought us home a toy. Can you guess what it was? It was a toy helicopter. It was a new kind of toy powered by a rubber string that we could wind up. We would wind the wings around and around and around and around and around and finally let it go. It flew. It really flew. Naturally, we broke it. Hey, I was just trying to see how it worked. Well, after you broke it, we took it apart carefully and figured out how it worked. We took that idea and made some of our very own helicopters. We grew up in Ohio and eventually started a printing business, Wright and Wright Print Shop. 2 years later, the printing shop went out of business. Guess we should have been called Wrong and Wrong? But hey, we didn't let that stop us. We saw these cool new types of bicycles and we got one of our own. We were so good at fixing them that we opened up a bicycle repair and sales shop. We always liked figuring out how things worked and fixing things that were broken. But we had never forgotten about that present that Dad had gotten for us. We didn't know anything about how things could fly. In fact, no one knew much about flight at all, but we read a lot about people around the world building gliders and other flying machines, and we wanted to join in the race to build the first powered flying machine that could be controlled by a person. We tinkered and we finagled. We used gadgets and gadgets to make things that didn't yet exist. It took a few years and we had quite a few failures, but each time we failed, we learned something new. Eventually, we engineered our own flying machine, one part at a time. We researched to find the best place with the right conditions to fly our machine. We wanted it to be far away from people for privacy and safety. We wanted it to have steady breezes, tall dunes, and wide expanses of sandy beaches for soft landings. There was no place like that where we lived in Ohio. So we headed here to Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Well, it's possible to fly without motors, but not without knowledge and skill. So for this to really work, we not only needed to have a machine that could fly, but we needed to learn how to fly. We made over 1,000 glides from atop the high dunes around Kitty Hawk. During these non-powered flights, we actually learned how to fly. We made ourselves the first true pilots while we continued to work on building our powered plane. When it was ready, our plane was 40 feet long and weighed 605 pounds. Finally, on December 14th, 1903, we knew we were ready to fly. We flipped a coin to see who would fly first. I won the coin toss, I jumped into the plane, and we started the engine and propellers. I was ready to fly into your history books. Yeah, but then you crashed. You oversteered and flew straight up and dove straight down right into the sand. We had to spend the next couple of days making repairs. But on December 17th, I was the one who made history. It was far from a smooth flight, but I did indeed fly our machine 120 feet, the first human-controlled powered flight. We kept taking turns flying 3 more times that day, and I flew the furthest distance, 852 feet in 59 seconds. Working together using our knowledge and skill, we continued to improve. Orville and Wilbur engineered and piloted the first flying machine. This week, you will gain knowledge about aircraft and flight, and you will develop skills in the design of your own gliders. Using the engineering design process, you will create your own plane that will fly the greatest distance. Like Wilbur said, it is possible to fly without motors, but not without knowledge and skill. You will learn more about this challenge from your flight instructors this week as you gain the knowledge and skill needed to compete. Are you ready to go the distance?